Hello everybody, so welcome back to another video. I know it's been a little hot minute since I have posted anything on the car channel. As of recently, sometimes you gotta psych myself up, but the last Gladiator mod is on and it's been completed, and it's the last big mod I think I'll be doing for a little while, because really the only modifications that are left are the really big endgame ones, which really would be the engine swap to a V8, specifically, hopefully the Hellcat, that would be nice, and the axle swap to be able to handle the horsepower that comes with that. But when it comes to the modifications, the one done for today is in fact the power steps, which I've actually been waiting to do for a while, and I gotta admit, it's actually very nice, because like, for the longest time I've actually had the 37s on here with no way to really get in there easily, so I've always had to kind of hike my leg up, and it's not the easiest, especially for the people I carry around sometimes, so it was actually just a good idea to do in general. But also at the same time, it's something that I've kind of been wanting to do, even so back when I had the Wrangler. You can see right there, when you close the door, it goes up. So the way that that works is that when that connection is met, it knows to send up the steps, so that whenever that connection is connected there, you'll see the steps go up. And I got to admit, the driver's side, it's probably because I use that a lot more than the passenger side. The driver's side is actually a lot louder, so you'll see that's all nice and slow and subtle and everything, and then when you close the door, it just gradually goes up. There's not much of a big bang on that one, whereas the other side, it will have a little bit of a thing to let you know that it's closing from a distance. Yeah, it's got a little bit loud to it. Now, obviously, with moving parts, they can tend to creak from time to time, and that is because there needs to be some sort of lubrication to help the joints that are under here, which I might be able to get a good angle with, but you can kind of see that there is some springs and everything, so from time to time, that will start to dry out, and it'll make some kind of screeching noise, which isn't really exactly the pleasantest, but a couple of forums have recommended dry silicone be something that would be good, and I've been using that for a while now, so it actually tends to work out pretty well. The last time I put it on was, say, maybe a couple of weeks ago, and it actually has been holding pretty well. Sometimes I would have to put it on every couple of days because maybe I didn't spray it enough, but I have actually been doing fairly decent with this. I've been able to keep up with it, and the fact that I got a 3-pack of it is actually pretty interesting and just convenient in itself. As for where I plan on going with the Gladiator in the future, there are some off-roading events. I did wind up doing a little bit of a beltway cruise with some of the people from Savage Garage and Savage Off-Road. It was a nice little lovely thing. We went to go get dinner afterwards, and then likely I think we got a family band from a restaurant. That is an interesting story for another video, but it was actually pretty interesting. There was, I believe it was D. Lockhart's, the Hot Wheels Porsche. He was a very fun dude. They're all fantastic people to talk with, and I even got a couple of Hot Wheels out of his Hot Wheel Porsche, and so that was actually just a very fun thing to do with all of the people there. So hopefully I get to do more events. I know very much this is not a vehicle I would ever see myself taking on like one of the road rallies, but hopefully sometime in the future I can get something a little sportier, while at the same time hopefully not getting rid of the Gladiator. The Gladiator is very much something I plan on keeping for the foreseeable future. And that is an Amazon Prime truck right behind me trying to back up. That is just, give me 1 second. But yeah, no, like I said, I very much would love to do more events with both the Savage Off-Road, Savage Garage crew, and just a whole lot more events. There's been a couple of rallies that I've wanted to go on, and there's been a couple of cars that I've been eyeballing for something I could possibly see myself doing in the foreseeable future. And it's just, there's a lot of things that I would love to do. It's just I need to figure out what I need to do in order to do those things, much like with a lot of people deciding to do things in life. And one of the things that would definitely help, I feel, would be if I can do more of these videos on this automotive channel. If I can get monetized on that channel, that would be absolutely fantastic, because I'm fairly certain I would spend the first maybe year or two just like putting everything that I would earn from those videos back into the channel to improve it. And that, the YouTube threshold is not easy to get. That is very much not something that is easy to obtain. The 1,000 subscribers and the 4,000 hours of watch time in 12 months, it really isn't the easiest, but it's more so something that it is doable if you stay consistent with it. And that's one thing I need to do, because it's consistency with these type of videos. It's something I need to get in the habit of doing. That is one thing for sure, and that's one thing I would like to do more of this channel. I just need to figure out more events to do with the Gladiator. That would be one thing for sure. I do have a crawling event in June with, I was actually the mechanic that I like working on my truck is doing an event in June, and hopefully I plan on going onto that. It's supposed to be the first weekend of June. And then there's also Ocean City Jeep Week in August. There's a whole bunch of stuff in the summer I would like to do. Also, one thing that is possibly in the future is I actually have auxiliary mirrors that can go on the little hinges here, which means there might actually be a doorless video in the future. I would love to do both a doorless and a roofless, actually. I'd just like to go fully naked with the Jeep. Just because that's kind of somewhat of a rite of passage with Wranglers and Gladiators, and basically any vehicle that you can take the doors off of, you got to do it at least once. And hopefully it turns out a lot better than the when I did it with the Wrangler, because I decided to see how tightly I can tighten the bolt when I was putting the door back on, and I stripped it. So that would very much suck if I did that with the Gladiator. That would not be fun. And I would also have liked to take off the roof, but that's not the easiest thing. Now, it's not exactly the heaviest thing ever, but think of it as like you trying to lift up a flat screen TV by yourself. You know you can lift it, but because of the weight and size of it and where that weight is, it's not the easiest. So it's always good to have a buddy, but if you have a hoist, then that solves other things and makes it a lot easier. But I figured I would at least do some kind of update regarding the Gladiator, because I know it's, I think, been at least 70 days since I've done any video on this channel. So doing at least something here and there would be nice, and it probably would help me make more videos with the more video views that it gets. And hopefully it'll turn into a snowball thing, because I would very much like to do this more often. But also, one thing I would like to see down below is, like, what kind of car content do you like seeing? Because I always like seeing what other people like to see, and I'd like to try out stuff that people like to recommend. So if you guys got something you would like to see in the future, let me know down below, and I would love to read it and check it out. And so, you know what? You just hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.